Peter Palpin was acting like they were blindfolds on him. He didn't have blindfolds on him. He was acting. They were acting like blindfolds. That's Peter Palpin's gift. He acts like blindfolds that are on his head and a black shirt on his head, and then everybody believes it because he's such a city actor. Isn't that right, Unsold David and Marco Shitkin and Jim Crabarino? Isn't that right? All of you who have a casino in Las Vegas, and lost in Las Vegas, how come Peter Palpin can't get a job in a Las Vegas? And when you hear him sing, when you hear me, the one and only king, sing, Danny Gans, pack your bags. Danny Gans, pack your bags. Danny Gans, pack your bags. Because I, the love, the light, and the way, I'm the one that hands out the gifts and the riffs. So I know the talent out there. I know the speed out there. I know the wit out there that I've passed out. Mr. Tub of Wit, or is it Tub of Shit, or is it Turtle Top, or is it Jonathan Turtle Top, whose first film he ever did was called Think Big. Think Big. I wonder if that was a message. Or is it a blessage? And Peter Palpin and his brother David Palpin sat at a table in Los Angeles and Hollywood because they had control of who was going to direct this film called Think Big. And so they sat down at a table with Jonathan. He was thin then. Jonathan. At a table, not like this, a square table, actually a booth. And they sat down at the table and they talked. And Peter Palpin said to Jonathan, Jonathan, tell me a little bit about your background. Well, you don't have to tell me because I already know. Your father did one of the greatest TV shows of all time, Sanford and Son. And I'm sure you were a little boy growing up on the set every day around that genius, Red Fox. He was a genius. He was. He was funny. He was funny. And he had a beautiful heart and a beautiful soul and did not play the unhollywood role like all the people in Los Angeles and unhollywood. In New York City, shitty a pity. And that's one thing that Mr. Turtletop did not pick up from Fred Sanford. How to stay in the one and only smart, the heart. And so Peter and David chose him to direct that film. And then they met with Disney. Or is it Chisney? Or is it Fisnisney? Or Kishdisney? Or as many people call it, Mauschwitz. Not Auschwitz, Mauschwitz. I wonder what that Meta 11 sent from heaven is. And all the because Adolf Hitler wanted to control the world. He wanted to control the world. And so, what are all these bad news, bad news, bad news use? Or is it Jews? Well, that's not a prejudice statement. Who, without debatement, who runs the publishing companies? Jews. Who runs the entertainment business? Jews. Who runs the attorney business? Jews. 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 And who runs the agency, the entertainment agency business? Blues Clues. Is it the Blues Clues that run the agency of business? I wonder and I blunder, and I even thunder, and I even sunder. Or is it sunder? A return to send? And so, what's the difference between Adolf Hitler trying to control the human race using guns and weapons and bombs to put fear into people and control, to take control of the world? But what's even uglier and smugglier and fuglier, not so blatant? Are you picking up the hints? Or are they ego mints? Is there such thing as an argument, or is there only an ego mint? Well, right here, there is no ego mint. There is no ego here at all. To love the light and the way, I do have an ego. I created the heavens and the earth. And all of you bad news, you. Excuse me, did I burp? Excuse me, did I burp? And so, all of you around the world in the media business, who controls the media business? In other words, the news. Who controls the news? And of course, not every news company is run by the Jews. It's a Meta 11 sent from heaven, just like the blacks. Because these are the facts. These are the facts. You have to go by the majority. In other words, break it down in percentages. In other words, what percentage of white people on the planet, of Caucasians, have beautiful, straight, black, long flowing hair like the Asian race, on the average percentage? And what percentage of what race is born with the fleet of the feet and the fleet of the beat? And more muscle to tussle. And a V shape instead of a pear shape.